After so long, we have finally gotten more information on Madden Ultimate Team for Madden NFL 18. So one thing I wanted to talk about was the trade block. Now, it's not really a big or important thing, but one thing to know is that whenever you trade an item now, it becomes non-auctionable. So let's say I have a farm account and I want to trade over a card that I got for solo challenges. Well, when I trade it over to my new account, it becomes non-auctionable. Now, if I trade it back to the original account, I can auction it off, but I can't really transfer over the coins because people are going to think I'm buying coins and whatever it may be. But yeah, just so you guys know, that's the adjustment, main adjustment to the trade block. One of the #1 things that they are changing for Madden Ultimate Team and Madden NFL 18 is this. Jake Stein wrote, arguably the #1 piece of feedback collected last year was that players did not receive enough of an individual ratings boost to justify a 2 to 3 point overall jump. Now, essentially what that means is you probably all saw the memes of the +1 stats of something would go from like a 90 to a 94, and it would just be regular +1 stats. So the upgrades, they wouldn't be worth it whatsoever. So to fix that issue, they went back and they changed the formula that calculates player overall. Essentially, each position has a specific formula that calculates its individual overall. Each position will have different ratings that mean different things. So like for an offensive lineman, speed's probably not super important, but for a wide receiver, it's incredibly important. Essentially, they identified what ratings meant the most at each individual position and they assigned a weight to them. What essentially this means is that for a player to go from like a 90 to a 91 overall, it will have to have much more than just +1 boosts. Jake Stein wrote that he wanted a 1 point overall increase to feel like a major difference in performance. Now, as a result of that, you will see lower individual ratings at the beginning of the year. However, the reason this is a good thing is because whenever you upgrade from an 85 to maybe an 86, or hell, maybe an 85 to an 89, it's gonna feel like a substantially better player. So they had a couple hypothetical situations right here. So if you look at Madden 17, Julio Jones had a 94 overall man of the month. If you plugged his exact ratings into Madden 18, he would only be a 93 overall. Hypothetically, this is what a 94 overall Julio Jones would look like. So you see the different stats. The +1 speed, yeah, but here's when it gets crazy. You got a +3 route running, +2 catching traffic, the release is a lot. Essentially, it's much better than just a +1 or even +2 overall increase. These are literally the exact same rated cards, but this is what it will be in Madden 17, and this is what it will be in Madden 18. This is another example of what Le'Veon Bell would look like. So this is the Madden 17 version, the signature version of Le'Veon Bell. Now, if there's a signature 99 overall Le'Veon Bell in Madden 18 to meet the same threshold as what it was last year, as what it will again be this year, this is what his ratings will be. 97 speed as opposed to 94 speed. A pretty nice jump in elusiveness at a +1, and again, some of these are +1, pass block is +2, but honestly, you guys see, this looks like a 99 overall player. Like a 99 overall player this year, or I guess in Madden 17, had 94 speed. That's a no-no. A 99 overall player next year will have 97 speed, and that's Le'Veon Bell. He's not known for speed. 97 speed for Le'Veon Bell as a 99 card, that sounds pretty awesome. Essentially, what all this means is that if you are gonna upgrade from an 85 to an 86, or an 87 to an 88, it's gonna feel like a massive, massive difference. Also, a couple other small things when calculating the team overall, positions like wide receiver 3, cornerback 3, defensive tackle 2, and fullback will actually have weighted formula, so it would actually matter for your overall. Now, everybody's always talking about packs. Now, pack looks terrible, pack looks trash, there's no value in packs, and they read that, they saw that, and they knew that. So what they did was they essentially took out coaches, uniforms, stadiums, and playbooks. So all you're getting in packs now is players. That's it. So hopefully every single pack that you open has some sort of value with it. Like when you would get a coach or a uniform or a stadium, maybe you could put them in a set, but it wasn't really valuable. Now, every single card you're gonna get is gonna be a player. So hopefully you can set them up in the auction block, use them in certain sets, or even use them on your team. Now, if you guys are wondering, how do I get these coaches? How do I get these uniforms? How do I get these stadiums? Well, when you start out your Madden Ultimate Team, you'll start out with a starter pack. Those coaches and those players and those uniforms and stadiums and whatnot, those will be in that pack. Now, if you want to get different stadiums and different playbooks and different coaches, you'll be able to get them through team tokens. Now, team tokens, those are obtainable by trading in silver and gold players from the specific individual teams. So like, let's say I wanted to have the Green Bay Packers playbook, I would need a certain amount of silver players and gold players that all played on the Packers. They have a really good quote right here. It says, having systems like this continue adding value to everything you pull out of packs, which is very, very true. Everything you pull out of packs is going to be necessary to get stuff in the game. So packs, hopefully, cross your fingers, are going to have better value, but that honestly just means that they're not going to have as good odds. The odds are still going to be trash, but at least you're going to be able to sell stuff back and work for your coins. Now, this right here is honestly kind of confusing. There's different players that you can get from sets. So like, for example, Mike Evans. You can get a 70 overall version that's earned from the Bucks starter pack, and then you get like a 75 overall non-auctionable, non-tradable, I guess, to complete some certain set. Then you could trade that one in, complete another set, and then get an 81, and then you trade that one in, and then you get another set, or you need to add different players. I'm not exactly sure, but essentially there's ways that you can get very, very high overall cards right at launch. 91 overall, that's gonna be honestly pretty cool right at launch. Mike Evans, like 95, oh my. I was still gonna say 95 speed, but that's probably a little much. Also, another thing that's pretty cool, if you're able to fully upgrade, like say for example, the Pittsburgh Steelers coach, stadium, and both uniforms, every Steeler player on your team will receive the following chemistry boosts. And you guys can see, this is a whole hell of a lot of stuff. I mean, you got a +1 to truck, you got a +1 to route running, you got a +1 to hit power, you got a +1 to catching. I mean, there's so many different things in here. Low-key, the one thing that's not in here that I really wanted was speed, but hey, you know, there's still a lot of +1 stuff that you just get for increasing your team's chemistry. This came as a shock to me at first, but there's a lot of adjustments to the different tiers in Madden Ultimate Team. So silvers are 60 to 69, golds are 70 to 79, and elites are 80 to 99. So that's like, oh, that's 20 overalls that are specified as different elites. Now, at first I was thinking to myself, well, honestly, like that really sucks. Why are elites at 80 overall? And then I realized it's just a name. Like, it doesn't matter if something's called an elite, if something's called a pickle, if something's called a piece of rice. I honestly don't care. It's all about the individual statistics. So as long as the individual statistics rise up whenever you get a next higher overall, that's all that I care about. But something to think about, an 80 to an 89 overall, that could be deemed as an elite, but what if like a 90 to a 99 was a different type of tier or something like that? I definitely think that that is something that they could add in later during in the year. I've seen some stuff on Twitter where people are all like, yo, you guys need to increase this. You guys need to have like a crystal tier or like an emerald tier or a sapphire tier, something very similar to NBA 2K. But honestly, I really feel like this elite 80 to 99 doesn't really do anything. All it does is you just see more elites. I'm not really concerned with that a whole hell of a lot. You see more red paint, which I guess is pretty cool, but the really big important thing was all the overall, like the individual ratings increases. Is when you go from an 85 to an 86, it actually feels like a substantial difference. Another thing that I think is really, really awesome, that was in Madden 25. This is something that I feel like is very low key that not many people think about, but I honestly loved it. In every single individual card that came from a different like program or something like that, they would have different colors. So like this year, all Team of the Week players will have a green border regardless of their tier. So they're all gonna have that little green outline. So like a most feared maybe would have an orange or something like that. Breast cancer awareness would probably have pink. I thought that was something that was so freaking sick. I love seeing that on my screen, having all these different colors. That's a small thing that Madden brought back that I absolutely love. So that's pretty much it for the blog. I know this is probably a long video. I went through a lot of different things. I don't know if I did a great job explaining this. If I didn't, I will leave the blog link in the description. I honestly had to read this like a couple times just so I could understand everything. There's a whole lot of stuff in here. There's a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of iffy stuff, and there's a lot of stuff that really is just a bunch of wordplay that doesn't really matter. But either way though, guys, I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to drop a like down below, subscribe if you are new, and guys, see you in my next upload. Peace.